Now that the dust has settled on the most recent international break, I thought I'd make a video on countries that are in position to qualify for the World Cup on the next match day, which comes in early October. Now, for most of these confederations, the next international break comes with two games being played, uh, just as in most international breaks we have seen, including the most recent one. But this video is going to be mentioning the countries that can qualify, not necessarily in the next international break, but just from the next match day. So, with just one game remaining to play, which countries can qualify for the World Cup um, before their qualification wraps up? And let me start with Europe. In Group A, France can qualify if they defeat Bulgaria on the road while hoping that Sweden drops points at home to Luxembourg. So France's destiny is not entirely in their own hands on match day 9, but if Sweden drops points and France picks up the road win, France will qualify. In Group B, it's the same case for Switzerland. Um, if Portugal, although very, very unlikely, drops points against Andorra at home, Switzerland can qualify directly if they win their game at home against Hungary, with the last match on the road in Portugal not mattering. Well, it wouldn't matter. In Group C, Germany will qualify for the World Cup with just a draw in their next match against Northern Ireland on the road. Will not be an easy game for the Germans, considering Northern Ireland is in very good shape, but Germany only needs a draw to qualify directly to the World Cup. In Group D, Serbia also controls their own fate. Just a victory on the road in Austria will see Serbia qualify for the World Cup, just one win away, regardless of the results in the Republic of Ireland and Wales' match. Even if both those other teams win, Serbia will qualify if they win in Austria on the next match day. For Group E, Poland will qualify if they get a win on the road in Armenia, not easy, while hoping that Montenegro and Denmark tie each other. If there is a winner in the Montenegro versus Denmark match, Poland will not have officially qualified yet, but they will if they beat Armenia and the other game ends in a draw. In Group F, England control their own destiny, just as the Serbians do in Group D. In Group F, England just needs to win at home against Slovenia to qualify for the World Cup, regardless of other results on the same match day in their group. For Group G, Spain will qualify directly to the World Cup if they beat Albania at home, while hoping that Italy drops points at home against Macedonia, which is unlikely to happen. So Spain is likely not going to wrap up qualification until match day 10. In Group H, Belgium has already qualified. They are the first and only European team to have qualified, with the exception of the host nation, Russia. So there's no team that can qualify directly remaining from Group H. It's still a battle between Bosnia-Herzegovina and Greece for who gets the playoff spot. In Group I, Croatia can qualify directly with a win over Finland, while hoping that the Turkey versus Iceland match ends in a draw, which is a pretty strong possibility of that happening. Croatia qualifying on the final match day. So, from Europe, the teams in best position to qualify on the very next match day, disregarding the very last match that is being played on the international break in October. I'm talking strictly the very next match, not the next two matches, just the next match. Teams that are in great position to qualify, or at least in the greatest position to qualify, in my opinion. I think Germany, because they only need a draw. They only need a draw against Northern Ireland on the road. Serbia, because they only just need a win. They control their own destiny regardless of any other results. Serbia beating Austria on the road. I think also in Group E, Poland beating Armenia on the road, while hoping that Denmark and Montenegro Denmark match ends in a draw, which Poland doesn't control their destiny entirely there, but the fact that Montenegro and Denmark are so close to each other in quality and on the table means that there's a very good chance that match will end in a draw. So Poland wins on that match day, they qualify. So who else? England, with just a win over Slovenia, England will qualify. And Spain's probably not going to make it to the last match day. Croatia. So those teams: Germany, Serbia, Poland, England, and Croatia, all from Europe, stand the best chance of qualifying on match day 9. In Africa, in Group A, Tunisia can qualify for the World Cup if they beat Guinea on the road, while the Democratic Republic of Congo fails to get a result on the road against Libya. So let's say Tunisia wins and Congo loses, Tunisia qualifies. Or even if Tunisia gets a draw and Congo loses, Tunisia qualifies. So Tunisia's fate also largely dependent on the result in the other game between Libya and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Nigeria in Group B, straightforward, plain and simple. A win and only a win at home against Zambia on the next match day will see Nigeria qualify for the World Cup. In Group C for Africa, Ivory Coast cannot qualify on the next match day, regardless if they win their game on the road in Mali, because Morocco and Gabon being right behind them with 7 and 5 points each. If any one of those teams get a result against each other, a win for both sides or even a draw, it still won't be enough for Ivory Coast. They'll have to wait until the final match day to qualify. In Group D, nobody can qualify directly on account of the South Africa versus Senegal game being ruled to be replayed in November. So there are 2 teams in this group, South Africa and Senegal, who have 3 games to play, but Burkina Faso and Cape Verde Islands have 2 more games to play. So even if the Cape Verde Islands and Burkina Faso win their next game, they would be both on 9 points and 4 ahead of Senegal. And while South Africa would be eliminated, Senegal would still have 2 games to play, and they would be able to catch up with 11 points maximum. So nobody can qualify from Group D on the next match day. And then finally in Africa from Group E, Egypt can qualify directly for the World Cup with a victory at home over the Republic of Congo, and also either a draw in the Uganda versus Ghana match or a Ghanaian victory. An Egyptian win would eliminate Ghana regardless, I believe, but it would eliminate both Uganda and Ghana if Uganda fails to win at home. So Egypt are in good position to qualify in the next match day. I hope that we do it. So in Africa, the teams that are in pole position to qualify, or at least have the best opportunities to, are on the next match day are Tunisia, Nigeria, and Egypt. Especially so Nigeria, since their destiny is entirely in their own hands, whereas Tunisia and Egypt both need to win their games while hoping the results on the same day in their group go their way as well. In South America, the CONMEBOL region, Uruguay can qualify with a win because that'll bring them to 30 points, and it's pretty much almost impossible to not qualify with 30 points. So they're on 27 right now in second in South America behind Brazil. So Uruguay, one more win will see them to the World Cup if they win on the road in Venezuela. For Colombia, they are qualified for the World Cup with a win at home versus Paraguay, regardless of results in the other game. Peru can qualify on the next match day, but they would have to beat Argentina on the road while hoping that Colombia drops points at home to Paraguay and Ecuador beats Chile on the road as well. So it's looking unlikely that Peru can wrap up qualification on the next match day alone, given what needs to happen, but it's still possible. Similar case for Argentina. They need to win at home versus Peru, but hope that Ecuador beats Chile on the road and hopes that Colombia drops points at home versus Paraguay. So again, unlikely. Chile and Paraguay cannot qualify for the World Cup on the next match day. So from South America, pretty much Uruguay and Colombia can qualify on their own with wins that control their own destiny entirely. And Peru can qualify if they beat Argentina on the road while hoping the results that I just mentioned go their way. So the two teams in the best shape are Colombia and Uruguay. Probably, Uruguay slightly ahead. And from the CONCACAF zone, plain and simple, only Costa Rica can qualify on the next match day, and they can do so. Even a draw would work for Costa Rica at home in their match against Honduras, and even in the worst case scenario, a loss to Honduras at home could be enough to see them through if Panama does not beat the United States on the road. So Costa Rica is pretty much through to the World Cup in all but name. They pretty much probably only need one more point to qualify. They can qualify, like I said, with a win at home against Honduras, or even a tie, and even a loss, provided that Panama does not beat the U.S. on the road. So Costa Rica looking very likely to qualify on match day 9 in CONCACAF. So that wraps up my video. This is the World Cup picture of where things stand, who can qualify on the next match day. Again, just to wrap up, from Europe, you have the teams that are in the strongest positions to qualify on the very next match day are Germany, Serbia, Poland, England, and Croatia, as well as Tunisia, Nigeria, and Egypt, as well as Uruguay, Colombia, and Costa Rica. So leave a comment below, like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, much love and peace out.